So Jackie was the only person who could see the shows that were on. We all had to be backstage and we weren't allowed out. Do you know, 'cause it was nearly, I suppose we'd be all causing too much racket around the place, but we were all backstage, so we had no idea about the other acts that were on. And whether they were good or bad, Jackie would always say, yours is better. Yeah. Theirs was silly, like yours is way better. So it made us calmer. And,
I did, and a bit of confidence then.
Yeah, absolutely. After pricking myself, you know.
Oh, very good. Oh dear, yeah.
No, she got down or something.
Do you know?
But,
yeah.
But Jackie was like that. No, it was great. And the B&B we stayed in.
Oh, she was.
Oh, she was insane. Yeah, she was well in her 70s anyway, I'd say.
I know it was
contrary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had all these allegations that we were around the house.
Yeah, literally they're poking in drawers.
Yeah.
They're coming out
in
of
windows and doors.
No, and that this is an out of bounds area. I was like, how's it out? This is your house. It's a B&B.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we won't go in there after 10 o'clock or something. But I remember she said, what is it? Everyone in bed by 10 o'clock. Okay, just the kids. Like, no, everybody. Adults, everyone. Were like, what?
It's not going to happen.
And you went to the pub.
Yeah.
You, my mom, and Brady Keating went to the pub.
That's
you had a great night. Yeah.
Where was it? The something Arms, the Leinster Arms or something. I think it was. She was kind of like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, would have got away with it too only for the pesky youth club kids.
Yeah, it was.
God damn it!
I know.
Yeah.
But it was great. But we got some good out of it.
You had a sketch.
Yeah.
You and Gloria's sketch.
Yeah.
Was fantastic.
And Rona, it really captured, because as well, see, that's, I suppose, because we had all seen her, so it was very easy to capture it and make it more and make it better than she was, you know.
And like the character you played was influenced
by my ex.
Yeah.
And that was great as well, because it was all kind of getting that out as well. Because he was really mean.
As I said about he's tight as hell. Yeah. And what I really enjoyed about that sketch, compared to any sketch that you'd see in a variety show, as I say, like when you go to a Cúnaimh show, the jokes can be very obvious. They're slapstick, they're great crack, and and you know, visual gags and things. But you had kind of like, it felt like you were watching a sitcom, you know, or it was like, I'm going to take your bags and I'm going to murder you all. That means we don't have to pay. Even in his life is being threatened, but he's like, well, at least I don't have to pay.
Yes,
like, And he hid the sandwiches in the suitcase. And
yeah.
He was like, oh, there's no need for a restaurant now. I have the sandwiches here in the suitcase.
I know. And it was a great, because we had a car. We arrived in a car and it ran out of petrol.
That's right, yeah.
We were in the B&B. We had a double bed made out of chairs. And because with the youth club stuff, everything had to be on and off the stage in minutes. Yeah. And so we got into that habit. And we had a big box then as well as a suitcase. It was really...
It was great. You know, all the props were always they're all handmade. Like, you made all of them, really. Like, you know.
But, it was really... But those shows and that kind of idea of variety shows are fantastic in a community.
They're brilliant, because the ones we did was for Cúnaimh, Cúnaimh Vivará, which is it's a house inside in Carsaveen now. And they were brilliant. Every area had their night. Yeah. So Renard, ourselves, Falmore, Carsaveen, Valencia, everyone had a night. So you go to them places. It was always a Sunday, wasn't it? I think it went to Friday and Sunday at one stage.
Yes, at the start it was Friday and Sunday. I was there at the very beginning.
And you know what? I remember at the time people were saying they came back because it was the crash. The financial crash that happened in 2008.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure there was no money anywhere for any sort of a thing. So things kind of went back to basics for a few years there, between 2008 and 2013, kind of.
Big time.
There was a lot of that kind of stuff. There was singing contests and you know,
just making it
normal thing, making your own entertainment, like literally.
That's it.
We don't have any money for the points, so
Fucking I
said throw the gang up on stage. It'll pass a few hours.
And a $5 in, and your night is.
Your night is. 3 hours long. Like,
it is, and your winter is complete as well. Like, it's not just the night then if you're involved in it.
I think the after party where everybody went back to the Bridge Bar after the show was always it was just different to any other time you'd go to the bar, because the energy was so high. Everybody was relieved and happy, and everyone's on fire.
And it's that kind of like mass hysteria or mass something. Everybody's on the same wavelength. Because they've had the same worries and the same worked up and the same het up and getting ready, and then it's like,
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when the lads did Wrong Direction.
No.
You were there for that. So the Port McGee lads, a few of the lovies did it. Daniel, Jared, Stephen, Michal, and Damien Murphy. I think that was it. No, and they did. We did a little promo video for it and everything. Wrong Direction.
Wow.
They were this boy band, but they were based from Port McGee and they were shit at football. The only reason, this is their only way of getting back at their managers for not picking them.
Yes.
So that they actually have talent. And we made a promo video for it and everything. It was very
Wow.
funny,
Yeah.
actually. And on the night, Michal and Daniel were back in the bar before their slot. Like the show was running, and they said they were so nervous. They went back and they looked at each other. They said, "Will we just not go back?"
Yeah.
And they were this close to not going. Like that would have ruined the show. Like.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, but people had come from all over to see the lads. You know.
Yeah,
They'd
yeah.
come to see, like, let's see what this is going to be like.
Wrong Direction, yeah.
Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah.
Wow, that was. And then your video, one of your first videos, was the B Team.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
That was
fantastic.
with all the lads. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the locals. Yeah.
And that was great. That
Yeah.
really came along. And so then, like, you have the audiences in the community shows, and then your solo shows. I mean, you've done the INEC with how many in the audience?
2,000. Yeah.
So
it's
how's that for us?
It is different for sure. Yeah. And you don't have to sell raffle tickets at the break, like. So salmon call up ticket.
Yeah.
241
I know.
to 240. Oh, that's only one ticket.
Yeah.
Serial number.
Yeah.
So there is a big difference. I think you get more satisfaction out of your own work.
Yes.
Like if you're doing something yourself and you create it and you perform it, and you do get a big satisfaction. Whereas if you're doing someone else's work, it's a little trickier. If the writing has to be good, and you have more responsibility to bring it across funny.
Yes.
That mightn't be easy when it's hard to get the air or something sometimes.
That's it. Whereas if you've seen it being born,
That's
this
it,
work,
yeah,
you've
yeah.
seen it grow, where it's going.
But there is definitely a great satisfaction with a group mentality, like, and
Yes.
plus it's amateur a group when you're doing it locally, like, and
Yes.
it's just fun.
And no pressure.
And there's no major pressure.
Well, there shouldn't be any pressure.
There shouldn't be. There were some years, all right, there I got
Bit pressurized.
pressurized, all right, yeah.
But it is, and it's very it's great to see you moving on as well now, because I mean, again, if I ever see you out and about and stuff, you have a great fan base in young men and young teenagers, and how does that? And again, I think we kind of touched it at the start. Your work it's very clever, it's very witty, but it's not very basic either. It's not toilet humor or just using bad language for the sake of it.
Yeah, you try to, like, I put as much thought into it as I can, but
Yeah.
you also want to make it understandable for everyone, like, as in, I don't want to be this kind of mysterious artist.
Yes,
Like this, I know the people who are going to get this, and when they get it,
Yeah.
they're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. Just want to make something that's fun.
That's funny,
That's funny, and there's a bit of thought put into it.
And I think, you kind of start seeing the world in that lens of, oh, geez, that'd be great.
Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
We don't stop. I haven't not thought like that since I was 20.
Yeah.
Like literally every situation. Because I remember I used to work in the shop in Port McGee. I was stocking the shelves, and putting the tags on things. And Mark would look over and just be going, he's like, what are you laughing at now? Oh, it's this idea I've had. He's okay. But the new staff would start.
Yeah.
And they'd see this, like, and they would say, your man's laughing, Bernard's laughing mad. He's like, oh, sure, he doesn't. Take no notice.
Yeah. It's not you at all, Chris.
Yeah.
It's the world.
It's the world. Wouldn't it be really funny, right? Yeah.
And hopefully you're starting doing live shows again. I mean, you did fantastic over COVID as well, with your videos and with your work like that.
Yeah, we just kept going, really. As I said to one of the lads, is just try to keep the dream alive.
Yes,
Because if you didn't do anything, they'd forget about you pretty quickly.
Yes. So there's live shows happening now again?
There is, yeah. There's outdoor shows starting now this Thursday. I'm in Watergrass Hill in Cork, and on Saturday I'm in Galway, the Roisin Doves. So
very good.
it's something. It's it's a start, and I'd say we're all getting nervous going back too, because we're all going to be terrible. Like,
Yes, and
you know,
and
for a while.
I suppose people's expectations as an audience as well.
Yeah,
They have to be trained in again.
That's it.
do you
Like
know?
you just
Yeah.
don't like. I know Tommy Tiernan is doing a load of shows in the same in Galway as well, but he's like work in progress after all of them. I was like, shit, I should do that as well.
Yes.
Although
just
they
to
wouldn't
make
come
sure.
to my show if there's not that. Like,
yeah. But that you're teasing it out again
that's
and
it.
stuff.
You missed like what I'd missed most was just the basic club scene where you go in and you do your 7 minutes or your 10 minutes,
Yes.
try out something new. If it works, you're really like you go home so happy
Yes.
when something works. And it's just a normal night. Watch other
Yes.
comics, have a quick chat, tear it off home.
Yeah.
You know, you'd miss that kind of social aspect of it. I don't think that's going to come back for a while. But
No, but
Yeah.
the bigger ones will. So you
Yeah,
just start.
exactly,
Well,
yeah.
you've a fantastic audience here now. I must admit, they're all.
kidding around.
They're all. I tell you, if they didn't like it, Bernard, you'd know about it.
Yeah.
They're silky.
And did you ever think of doing stand up, Sean? Actually, stand up.
I no.
Because your thought process is
Yes.
the way you speak when we're on a night out and the way you
Yes,
talk,
yeah.
and you describe something. It's the exact same as
It's
a comic
very much,
would.
and I suppose in these broadcasts it can be a little bit funny along the way, but no, I've never thought about it, but maybe I should. But,
Absolutely, like yeah.
yeah.
Because I know when we do things, you're like, oh, I'll do the character and I'll do the story. I'm like, but if you did yourself
Yes,
as
just
a
as
do you know what I was thinking, right?
yeah, and commentating on stuff. And,
yeah.
It would be, I might try it. But you see, I suppose I started off using the puppets first
Yeah,
as a kind of a shield.
yeah.
And I suppose I've been using the stories as well as
As a
shield.
yeah.
And sorry now, guys, maybe you're but
Trying to do it with the characters as well in a way, you know, like
yes,
I find it far more comfortable as the characters on stage than I would as myself. Do you know?
yes, you kind of.
Because you're kind of like, oh, it's not him; it's the guy he's pretending to be. Like,
Yeah. And I suppose there's something, in a way, that's what I find really funny, is people playing characters and dashing about and
yeah.
kind of creating illusion of another world, and they're still there, just in the clothes they are in, but they can become like you do, like even with the videos.
You do his body. Like I remember, like when I was in the Gaiety in Dublin, we did an acting course, like, and just the importance of walking and body shape and things like that. Like they used to do all these really interesting exercises that I remember trying to implement in a drama workshop of my own, and everyone was like, "This is insane! Like this guy isn't well at all." I was like, "Okay, look, this is a bit."
Yes.
Some of the exercises you do in acting college they're mad. They're completely mad. Like.
Yes.
But they make you think okay, this is how it works, or this is how I could create the character. But yeah, it was a big emphasis on body shape and movement. Like the nephew, shoulders.
Yes.
His shoulders are up and his hands are kind of.
Yeah.
You just know his hands are sticky, like.
Yeah, clammy.
Yeah. The other fella, he's more. Shoulders are down, he's more straight.
And that immediately puts you into that character then.
Yeah.
But it also makes us immediately see him as that character, totally different to you in a way.
You're trying to make your face look 17 and 70.
Yeah.
You know, without makeup or prosthetics.
There was over the winter there was a fantastic thing you did. Maureen found it hilarious with the dance. The Siege of Venice.
Oh yeah. That got a great laugh. Yeah. There was no speaking in that either. It's just like
Yeah.
We'll go for a dance away.
Yeah. I remember doing a gay Siege of Venice in Dublin, and this fella turned to his friend and said, "I'll knock the earrings out of that fella above me."
Yeah.
But he had no idea that I was a dancer.
Oh yeah.
So when we went swinging, then I hit him nearly went out the window.
You fucker.
Take the rings off me.
We'll go through. Pick your window because we're going through.
Yeah. But it was, I'll never forget it. But it was good. It was a good night. But
really?
Again, and like that, like when you think of COVID, those things can't go ahead now. Social dancing.
I know, yeah. There's all sorts of...
And they were fantastic as a community builder as well. You know,
Yeah.
It'll be weird to, how will you build the community? I suppose there'll be there's a lot of community building going on with kind of protests and marches and things in a way that's not good, whereas dancing and acting and
having some
fun.
Like,
yeah. Is probably a better way of doing it.
Oh, it is, yeah. You just don't know when that's... I know they're on about that all restrictions are going to go eventually, but
Yes, it'll
just-
take its
you
time.
just
I
don't
suppose.
know.
Yeah.
Like, you just literally, if you said this time last year that we'd still be in this, you wouldn't believe it.
Yes,
You're like,
you know. Yeah.
I remember when it first happened, someone said, it won't be open until at least July. What?
yeah.
2 months' time?
Yeah.
Little did we know that the
Yeah,
shit
like-
show of Christmas we were in for.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, closed everything.
Closed
Oh,
everything. And even like 2 years, like was it 2 years ago
yeah.
when we had no idea this was ahead
This
of
was
us?
ahead of
Yeah.
us, yeah. Even if I look at dates and like say, like and a video was published, and I was like, oh, that was before COVID.
Yeah,
You know,
it's real.
something-
I think this generation will see it like the world wars.
Yeah,
In a,
I'd say.
yeah, do you know, in a sense, that kind of way. And I was even thinking, do you know, when I'd be growing up, like a lot of films and a lot of TVs would have like, you didn't know what it was like in Nam, man.
Yeah,
Nam,
exactly.
you know, you'd be like, so it's that the big part of history.
You
Whereas,
didn't know what it was like in COVID, man.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
sit at home for 18 months and do nothing.
yeah,
I mean, doing nothing is a lot harder than I thought.
yeah.
Stay at home, you
Stay at
motherfuckers.
home, yeah. It's like, so it will be, and you can imagine all the
Yeah.
television, books written about this.
Yeah,
now, and,
I found the
know.
most creative, like, because there was creative moments and there was non-creative moments throughout lockdown. I thought the initial couple of weeks couldn't stop doing things, like
Yes.
constantly creative, because we thought it was only a few weeks. Then I remember hitting a complete wall in July last year. Just
Yes.
couldn't even take my phone out of my pocket,
Yeah.
you know?
She
Totally.
remembered that. She felt that as well.
I felt that I said the same too last July.
I don't think you were here last year,
No.
Silky.
And then, you know, probably the best time I found creative was January gone.
All right,
Just
yeah,
after the
yeah.
third lockdown after Christmas, because we'd come down for the week for
Yes.
Christmas, and you know there was nothing open, there was nothing happening. So we just spent Christmas with James Murphy and yourself. We were doing stuff
Oh
for
yeah,
New Year's Eve.
yeah.
So we kept creative over Christmas. And I remember going back. Okay, I was full of kind of. I just felt good, like
Yes,
you know, I
yes,
felt, I
to
felt
keep
in a good
going.
place, like,
Yeah.
and kept going, and it didn't really stop. So sometimes when you take a break, you.
Well, I think that's what happened to me with the financial crash. I let the moodiness that society was in affect me.
Yeah.
And I kind of realised then, as an artist, as a creative person, I should be trying to affect the mood of society.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my job. So this time, the first day of lockdown, I was on Radio Kerry saying I'm going to stay positive, because we made this beautiful fish for the Patrick's Day Parade.
Yeah.
And there was no Patrick's Day Parade. I didn't say that I had very little else made for
Yeah.
it, but anyway, we had this fish.
We had the fish.
And the fish went into Quinlan's, so it was there for everyone to see,
Oh, very good.
you know, and it's out in a creche now in Drummond. So,
Oh, great.
but it was like that. I was determined then to be creative and be positive.
Absolutely, like it does. So we couldn't do everything. We thought we had time to do everything.
Yes.
You know, it was like the person who said, like me before COVID, if I only got 2 weeks to clean the house, just 2 weeks of doing nothing, I'd be able to have the house clean. And then
Yeah.
actually that's not the problem.
yeah. Sure, that's,
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah,
just,
exactly. Yeah.
Now, Bernard, we better close up.
Well, shut up shop, so.
We head away.
Yeah,
We better get
great.
these babies milked and fed and
The
everything.
whole shebang.
That's it. Thank you ever so much,
No
Bernard.
bother, Sean. My pleasure.
And
Thank
where
you very
can
much.
people find you?
You find me on Facebook, Bernard Casey Comedy, and Instagram, Bernard Casey Comedy, and
Perfect.
on the Twitter,
Excellent.
and the YouTube.
And I wish you all the best.
And same to you, Sean. Thank you very
Slán
much.
in ish, Bernard. Go
Ah,
raibh
agus
mágat.
beannacht.